So I wanted to know, because this guy is Uber Transformers fan. I wanted to know how he would fix the Transformers movie, or movies, whatever. What would make a Transformers movie that would both please the Super Transformers fans like yourself and also please the general public? And how would one go about making that happen? And I just wanted to hear you ramble on about that.
All right, so first off, what you're going to need to do is make it a CG animated film. All right?
Realistically CG? Or?
Kind of more in line with, I'd say, how Transformers Prime was animated. Maybe like, you know, DreamWorks animation type.
Right.
Because DreamWorks has a hand in fucking Transformers right now, right? They do. I'm pretty sure they do something with it. I remember seeing the fucking DreamWorks fucking thing and hearing the like fucking weird noises that all Michael Bay's fucking Transformers movies make.
Yeah.
You'll have to like throw some audio processing on that to make that sound anywhere close to right, but you know, whatever. Anyway, so first off, make it CG animated so you don't have to spend billions upon billions of fucking dollars to try and work your stupid fucking robots into your real life shots, because that's the first killer. Because these giant CGI robots are too much money to fucking render in your live action shots, you get only a limited amount of the Transformers in the movie at all.
Oh, is that why they were like focusing on humans, so they didn't have to put so much Transformers animation in there?
Well, I would imagine that's at least part of it.
Yeah.
Right? The thing is, the Transformers should be the star of the Transformers movies.
Yeah.
Right? But they are relegated to basically side characters, mostly probably due to the production costs of putting your giant fucking CG robots in your live action shots.
Yeah.
Right? I imagine there's a big fucking sinkhole of money right there.
Yeah.
So animate the whole thing. Make your human characters, your robot characters, everything all part of the same thing so that you can have them intermingled. Hire voice actors instead of like, you can still hire, you know, like your big name actors, your names that'll draw people in and shit like that, but you won't have to, they'll be doing voices, right?
Yeah.
And that always goes well in fucking, like, Pixar animations and fucking DreamWorks animations and any of that shit, right? So, start there. Then you can have a mix of robots and people, and you can have more fantastic locations. Like, you want to go to Cybertron? Boom, you go to fucking Cybertron, because you're just, it's all the same animation, right? Start there. Second thing, write the robots like you're writing humans. You know,
they're not just like robots. They're full-fledged characters.
They are a race from another world. Yeah, they're aliens, but one of the biggest things about them, one of the things that made them so relatable even back in the 80s was the fact that they acted like people.
Yeah.
Right? They were fucking sentient robots from another world who could think and feel and you know, get hurt and be happy and all this other shit, right? Like, they could have fun, they could fucking...
Yeah, I haven't watched the Transformers movies in a long time, but from what I recall about Optimus Prime is he felt like the Iron Giant.
He's basically just like, leave the children alone.
Yeah.
Whatever, fine, fucking... I almost feel sorry for Peter Cullen for having to do this, right? But yes, so... focus on the robots as much as or more than you focus on the people, which you can do if it's an animated film. You know, then you can also get any voice actors you want. You don't really have to worry about who you're having in your live action. You don't have to worry about, you know, having your fucking sex appeal Megan Fox-esque character or whatever else, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you really want to throw one in there, you can. There's plenty of people out there on the internet who find animated chicks super fucking sexy still, so fucking go with it. Do whatever, right? But it'll cut down on the costs of a lot of the movie, so you can actually start just making these.
Yeah.
But yeah, and writing, like, the big thing is just writing them like people. Like, write a story as though it were to be about people. Change the people to robots. You have a relatable story, things that people can follow, right? It doesn't have to be for the fucking uber hardcore fans. You can write, like, a basic fucking plot of, like, an action movie or some shit. Or probably more of, like, an adventure type movie, right?
I'm seeing, like, I'm, like, losing so many things right now. The Baymax movie.
Big Hero 6.
I'm feeling a Big Hero 6 sort of thing there with like the animation, but it's like still really beautiful, especially like the cityscapes and whatnot.
That would be probably preferable.
Yeah.
You know, especially if you're doing futuristic other planetary scapes of like Cybertron and shit like that, right? I mean, one of the biggest things is in all of these like modern Transformers adaptations, Cybertron is always this dead world that has been ravaged by their war, and that's always kind of been the thing anyway. But they would still return from time to time because the planet, you know, could still sustain life. It's not like they were, you know, whatever. So every time you see it, especially in the Michael Bay movies, it's just this fucking hellish fucking nightmarescape that no one would ever want to spend any due amount of time on.
Call of Duty game.
Yeah, exactly. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do that. All right? Cybertron is a living metal world, but it doesn't have to look like Mordor.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, you know, have glowing spires of fucking constructed whatever, you know, crystal cities, shit like that. Like, do some fucking research. There's the other one. Like, so animate the whole thing, write your robots like humans, do some fucking research. Right?
Gay robots.
Yeah, you know what? Add some gay robots. Fucking do it right up. Add like Rewind and Chrome Dome. They're my favorite married couple. You know what? Oh, that makes me so happy. Titan's Return, the line that's coming out soon, is the entire thing is like including the subline of Titan Masters, which are basically headmasters, back from the dead of the 80s. They did do a couple here and there, but they're back for real now. So one of the original headmasters, Chrome Dome, is getting a brand new toy, complete with a dude who can ride inside his vehicle mode and become his head. Good old Stylor. Also coming out in this line for use with the giant fucking leader class blaster figure to stick into his chest and turn into like a data tape and a tank and a robot is Rewind.
Nice.
So Chrome Dome and Rewind even gets the comic book accurate little fucking lens right here because he records everything. Right. He's an archivist, so that's what he does. Everything he sees, everything he does, he records.
Archivist. That's actually a cool word.
I know, right? So, yeah, Chrome Dome and Rewind, both getting toys. Getting both of them. They're gonna be holding hands the whole time on my fucking shelves. Because gay robots. I dig it. Because they're both... Okay, so I mean, like, they're robots that don't really have genders, right? They do make, like, female-looking Autobots and male-looking Autobots, but it's all in... Just as in the real world, it's kind of all in how they identify, right?
Yeah.
In this case, you've got two robots who use male pronouns, they identify as dudes, and they're married. They love each other, they're married. They fucking, one of them, they each actually lost the other in a quantum, there was like, okay, so a quantum split of the ship. And in one, Rewind was forced to watch and record as the Decepticon Justice Division killed Chrome Dome. In the other, Overlord, big bad motherfucker, escaped, started killing people in the ship. Rewind sort of sacrificed himself to trap Overlord in a slow cell, jettison it from the ship, and then Chrome Dome had to blow it up. Shit. They, you know, the one from there and the one from there met up, and they're now, you know, back and stronger than ever.
Right.
So, I mean, they're still having some trouble with, like, Chrome Dome remembering things that he and the other Rewind did that Rewind didn't do, but, you know, they're working it out.
That's interesting. That's really interesting, actually.
Dude, okay, so the comics, I mean, point number, what are we on, 4? 5? Hold on. Animate, humans,
Research.
Research.
There was one before that.
Was there?
I think so.
Whatever. Anyway, whatever point we're on now, is read the comics. Don't try to adapt the comics, don't try to recreate the comics, but read the comics for some inspiration. Specifically go read the stuff that Roberts is writing. James Roberts, who's been writing the comics now for a while, or one of the comics, is doing absolutely fantastic things with the characters to the point where it's like the comics are now becoming like trending topics on social media and shit like that in certain circles, but even circles that don't normally associate themselves with Transformers comics, they're bringing in new readers, people who haven't ever read like a Transformers comic before, because honestly, back in the day, the Transformers comics were literally just a page-turning fucking toy commercial, right? It was just a fucking magazine advertising new toys. And they never really evolved beyond that for most of it. There was some stuff that was just utter fan-wank bullshit and things like that. There's some legitimately good stories, but they were drowned out in a fucking sea of just total crap. The current run of comics, though, especially More Than Meets the Eye, is fucking just winning at comics because of the way that they're writing it.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah, definitely. My next point, read the comics for inspiration, not for things to steal from, right? Just to inspire you to interpret the characters the way you want to. They don't have to match the incarnations in the comics, because the incarnations in the comics don't necessarily match the original incarnations, right? The thing is, Transformers change with time. It's kind of their thing. They do that. They change both, physically and sort of more metaphorically, right? So if you have a version of a character that is different from a previous iteration of them, that's fine. You don't have to, don't do it don't extreme it. Don't take, freedom is the right of all sentient beings, Optimus Prime, and make him, let's kill all the Decepticons, movie Prime. Don't go that far. I get where they were coming from with that one, and for a while after I really enjoyed it, but when you're talking Optimus Prime, you're not talking kill everything,
yeah.
Right? Unless it's Shattered Glass Optimus Prime, which, hey, alternate universe stories, those work too. Not super well, actually. That wasn't really well received, but I enjoyed it.
Don't make a movie of an alternate universe.
No. If you're gonna, unless you have a few movies under your belt already that are in a normal universe, and then you want to kind of turn it on its head, then sure. Especially if you have, the alternate universe invading this universe, and they have a whole big thing. That was actually a comic from the Collectors Club, I believe. But
I feel like a lot of IPs have done that.
Oh, yeah. All over the place. But, yeah. So, if you want to fix it, first, scrap everything that has happened already. Right? Just fuck it. Get rid of that. So, we've got start new, make it all animated, do some fucking research on your characters, right? And places and things within the mythology. Read the comics to get some inspiration on how to actively write the characters as though they were human despite the fact that they are robots, then write the characters as though they were human even though they are robots, because we want to feel for them. And the audiences want to feel for them. If you want to sprinkle humans in there, that's fine, but they're actually not necessary. People have watched movies, especially animated films, without any human characters and been totally fucking fine with them. But for some reason that shit just doesn't fly with the Transformers.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, you want to throw humanity in there, you want to give, the eyes of a normal human who, just a fucking regular dude off the street who suddenly sees all these fucking fantastical giant robots from another fucking world, totally do that. That'll give the audience an in as that guy. But make the characters feel like characters. As for doing a plot, you don't need to do anything, super crazy to start with. Here's your starting point, all right? Here's generic Transformers starting point, okay? A civil war broke out on the planet. Both sides vying for control.
Cybertron?
Yeah. Both sides vying for control. You got your Autobots, you got your Decepticons. You don't even necessarily have to start with Optimus and Megatron, but it's more known, so go with them, right? Optimus and Megatron leading their forces, vying for control of the planet. Unfortunately, it wastes most of the resources of the planet. They split off in search of ways to, either, in Prime's case, rebuild the planet, in Megatron's case, beef up his forces so that he can take the planet finally and utterly and then charge it up, or whatever, right? There's your starting point, boom. Half the movie's already fucking written already. You make that the story, right? You don't even have to get off the planet. You can have that be the first movie if you put enough story elements in it, put enough beats in it that can fill out an actual story, right? You want to make it if you want to make it a hard-hitting fucking this is war, but we still we will survive, we will live on. Today we celebrate our hold on. That's Independence Day. Also, make the villains characters too. That's something that not a lot of movies do.
Yeah, the villains aren't just guns.
make the villains characters. Make us see where they're coming from. Give them motivations. Give them aspirations. Give them friends. You know? I mean, Megatron doesn't have a whole lot of friends. Starscream's kind of a dick, so nobody really likes him. But Soundwave, he's got his fucking cassette companions. He actually cares about them. Right? He gives a fuck about them. Which is good, because to everybody else, he seems pretty, you know, monotone and unfeeling and everything else like that. So, you know, throw that in there.
Yeah, a lot of people don't get that, though. Bad, like, antagonists, bad people are people.
Well, here's the like, everyone's the hero of their own story. Right. Bad guys don't necessarily see themselves as bad guys, right?
I mean, it's like so weird. I saw this picture of Hitler holding a little girl's hand and walking in the park. Hitler was a human. He did bad things, but he had a human life. He had friends, he had family, and he had things that he loved. Obviously had things that he hated too. But he was a human as well, and a lot of people can't look at bad people as human, because to them they're completely foreign. And I think it's important to look at all antagonists as human, as well as realizing that they are bad for a reason. So
yeah, and that's, I mean, very true with Megatron, especially in the comics right now. Although the end of the most recent issue of More Than Meets the Eye, Megatron just renounced violence.
I call shenanigans.
No, I mean, for the last couple of years now, he's been an Autobot.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's wearing the red badge, he's fucking hanging out with a bunch of Autobots on a ship. And yeah, just at the most recent one, because they visited a planet where he basically saw essentially all of his kills. All of his confirmed kills, essentially. It was basically a flower was planted with residual spark energy from every life that he's extinguished. And it's a fucking field of them, right? He looked at that with a statue of himself standing in the middle of it, and he's just like, oh fuck. Shit, right?
That's like, what is it, Metal Gear Solid 3, where the final part is you walk past, like, the bodies of every person you've killed in the game. Whoa, man.
Yeah. Which, if you don't kill anyone, makes it a kind of boring sequence.
Yeah.
But, so after seeing that, and then after an altercation with another crew member that was set up by someone else to basically make Megatron a patsy, kill him off, and, you know, gain fame and glory, or whatever the fuck it was, right? Megatron saw that he always kind of resorted to violence, murder, shit like that as his fucking first resort. Not even try to, you know, diffuse a situation or anything ever like that, right? And he's like, all right, fuck it, I'm not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
That's bullshit. I don't have to do that. We're not at war anymore. Fuck it.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's like, no matter the circumstances, no matter the consequences, I will not resort to violence anymore. Alright? So they're doing a fantastic job. I mean, granted, they had many, many years during their run of comics for Megatron to be a fucking asshat douchebag, overlord of all fucking evil Decepticon bullshit. So they're now, like, the war is over, where they're at in the comics, and everyone's moving on in different ways. So they have this room to play to do this, and it's really good. That's why I said use it, look to it for inspiration, because if you just take one of the comics and try to adapt it, nobody's going to be able to follow, because there's a lot of fucking backstory for this. I mean, those comics have been going on for quite a number of years now, so I want to say that at least 10 years now.
Oh, wow.
Of IDW's Transformers run, I think. Because I'm pretty sure Dreamwave lost the license in like 05?
Right.
04, 05, somewhere around there. And then IDW picked it up like shortly thereafter, so they've been going for a long fucking time now. And they had, you know, many, many years of the war between the Autobots and the Decepticons, and, you know, also, another good thing. Another point I should probably bring up. Don't make your good guys fucking generic good guys. Everybody's got a dark side underneath somewhere, right? And you don't necessarily have to show it on everybody, but don't show it as fucking solid black and white. Like, you want your characters, especially when you're writing them as humans, to be human. Even if they're robots.
Flawed. Oh, the camera turned off.
That's okay. Pretty much done this segment anyways.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it at that. Fucking don't treat your robots like robots. Treat your robots like people. That'll fix Transformers. They'll never do that. But if they did that, that would fix Transformers.
Yeah. I feel like Disney might be like, yoink, and make a Transformers movie.
I mean, it's possible. Because the thing is, Disney does own a lot of properties that Hasbro makes the toys for.
Yeah.
Right? Like, they've got their Star Wars, they've got their Marvel, they've got their fucking... Right?
Could you imagine Star Wars, Transformers, and Marvel all in the Disney universe?
Well, there are Marvel Transformers.
Yeah.
In fact, Transformers started off as a Marvel comic.
Did it actually?
It did, yeah. I mean, it was going to be an animated series anyways. It actually started as a toy line. But before this TV series even started, the Marvel Comics Transformers series was the introduction to the characters.
Before the TV series? Mm-hmm. Really?
Yeah. Bob Budiansky, who used to work for Marvel, actually created most of the characters based on the toys that he was shown.
That's really cool.
Yeah. Huh. Suppose I could have started with that.
Anyways, we'll see you guys next time. You can't see us, so we're not going to do the point thing. But
I'm pointing anyways.
Liar.
I know, right? They can't tell.